How you feeling prior to your first official game behind the bench as head coach?
Good. I mean, there's a little bit of nerves, but that's a normal thing for me, and I think that's a normal thing for most players. And this time of the year is exciting, and I know they've put in a lot of work to get to this point, and it's now here. So it's time to enjoy the moment and get ready to play.
How much sleep did you get last night?
Not too bad, actually. Last night, I think it still was the leftover turkey. Helped me out.
You feel like the team is ready for this now?
I don't know if a coach will ever say that the team's 100% ready for everything. There's always things that you'd like to see them improve on, but I know the energy level and I know their commitment and compete is going to be there tonight.
You know, it's taken some time to get to this point where you're now a full-time head coach. You're about to coach your first game for real as a full-time head coach. Have you taken a moment to kind of process everything and just take stock of the fact that you finally reached this moment?
That was kind of a summer thing for me. I mean, when we got into training camp the first few days, you revisit it a little bit, but after that you move on pretty quickly.
I saw a little bit of Winnipeg in preseason. Does that do anything for you in terms of your prep?
We know what Winnipeg's all about, the strengths of their team for sure, but you see different lineups, exhibition time, and the game will be different tonight for sure.
Ryan, when I say what the comfort level of a second year, like a player in his second year, like with Jonathan and Naz, how big a role is that? That now they're comfortable with the city, comfortable with the team, and they kind of know their way around a little better.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing. There's a lot that comes into play when a player is traded or signs with a new team, and it's not just on the ice learning new things. It's everything that comes with it, especially guys that have been in a city for as long as Jonathan in particular was. So there's a lot that comes with it. Coming back for your second year, I feel like all that stuff aside from hockey is gone, and now you can just focus on being your very best. So we expect them both to be that way here tonight.
Ryan, this might be a hard question to answer because you've got 4 lines and 3 pairings, but you did a lot of experimenting in 8 preseason games. Is there a commitment to keep these groups together, or is that fairly fluid?
It's fluid. I think we'd stay the same way. So ideally you want to find pairs and combinations that are really connected. So if we can get that tonight, we'll stay with it for as long as it stays that way.
What are you mindful of in a first game of the season? What do you want your players to be mindful of? Is it energy level? Is it X's and O's? Obviously, you like everything to go perfect, but what would be the key points you'd be driving home?
I think the one big thing is managing your emotions. This is they say it's 8 o'clock start, but it's 8:16. And it's a long day for them. And if they're going to redline at 7 o'clock at the evening, then they're not going to have what they need for the full 60 minutes. So it's managing your emotions the right way, making sure the energy's where it's at. And then I think early on is you don't beat yourself. So what you're doing with the puck, how you're playing the game, how you're taking care of your teammates, those things matter early on in the season.
Ryan, what's Dan Lambert brought to your staff?
Dan brings a good energy about him. He's a very positive, upbeat guy, and I think the way he sees the game is quite a bit different than most guys. He's a former defenseman that was an offensive player when he played, so he sees things a little bit differently. And I think his background that he's had as a head coach and assistant coach under different head coaches along the way, his experiences along the way have been invaluable, and part that I love about him is he's not afraid to share those ideas.